and learn to work together in communities. Because sometimes you wonder. I remember when we were doing even the public hearings, all of you saw and some of you were there, what happened in the... Now, the question was, okay, who decides the host community? Now, if you are saying host community, I am the oil producer. I've been producing here. The whole idea is to make me produce the oil. So I know my host communities that will help me to produce my oil. Isn't it so? So now, why will you say that somebody else will come and decide for me who the host community is if I'm the producer? And the money is supposed to at least help me to produce. And we say, okay, let the company decide, because they know who signed with them, who's helping them to produce. Then all kinds of problems. But I'm sure that if this group really begins to work with our communities, you will help to bring that harmony in the communities, to take advantage of this host community fund that is coming. I believe that a lot will come from here. We can at least, they say, at least you take the one you have. Agitation will never end. I don't mind. People will always ask for more. Even in America, people are asking for more, even till today. So I'm not against anybody asking for more. But at least first take the one that is on the table and administer that one well first. Then continue to ask for more. Because that is how the world is. Everybody asks for more. In America, people are asking for more. In the UK, people are asking for more. In South Africa, people are asking for, every day people will ask for more. So you cannot stop anybody asking for more. But whenever you have been given something, take it. And that is what we were discussing. I remember when we discussed the issue of amnesty. I said you cannot destroy what you have, the small thing that you have, in the process of asking for more. If you're asking for more, at least try and secure the one you have. Try and secure the one you have, then you can ask for more. But when you destroy the one you have in the process of asking for more, then you are cutting your nose to spite your face. Exactly. And that is what happened. So that's why you see, come to the issue of headquarters from the Niger Delta. Some people just took advantage of that. Because of the way we were, of course, you know what was going on then. We were destroying the industry in the process of asking for more. And what I advised is what has happened today. So let us try and secure what we have. Then we can continue to ask for more. I will continuously continue to work with you as I worked with you during the amnesty program, because I felt that our people needed to survive. You know that at that time, there were people who wanted military action in the area. You remember? Yeah. After OD, we saw the experience, and I said, no, we cannot allow military action. And at least we were able to come up with this amnesty agenda. And at least you know the modest contributions I made to that program, and at least the kind of benefits it has brought to our people. So at least we are still here. We are still asking for more, are we not? Yeah. But at least we have been able to preserve our lives and also preserve the operations in the area. So that is the kind of spirit that I want us to imbibe, to ensure that we are able to peacefully request for more. But before then, let us secure the one that we have. Because the one that you have, they say the bird at hand is worth two in the bush. so at least this one that you have, hold it. Then you can be asking. But in the process of asking, you allow the bird to fly. Then you have nothing at the end of the day. Now, having said that, I would like to just address one or two issues, because I think I've addressed a lot of the matters that were raised. tala. This presents a very important opportunity for me to enlighten you. The federal government gave out licenses for marginal fields in 2003. Bayelsa State government was given one of those licenses, and it was the tala license. From 2003, the license expired in 2013 with no visible activity on the license. Federal government approved, a renewal for another 2 years. After that, and they said, look, this one will be the last time. By 2015, no work. They went back again, they got an extension. Meanwhile, the state government had an arrangement with a Bayelsa son to manage the asset. The company is called Century Exploration and Production Limited, owned by one Ken Etete. Now, at some point, they said they started test production. And by the time of test production, Century presented a bill to Bayelsa State that they have spent $103 million, and the Bayelsa State government must pay them that money. Bayelsa State government said, no, we have not spent. How? When did you spend $103 million? So the quarrel started between Century and Bayelsa State government. Now, in the process of that quarrel, the quarrel, Century said, you must pay us. Bayelsa State government said, we cannot pay you. Century now wrote a letter, which I will give to all of you. A copy of that letter, dated October 3rd, 2019. A letter to DPR. Century say, come and take the asset come and take the Bayelsa, the Atala, take it and manage it. I will read the paragraph. You have a copy. They say, in view of the above, that is after the bill, after presenting his own bill, he said, in view of the above, we seek the urgent intervention of DPR to manage this asset in the interim due to risk exposure of this asset, the non-alignment of JV partners, and the continued loss of revenue to the federal government of Nigeria and all stakeholders. It is critical that we mitigate the losses. They are telling the federal government to come and take it. So that, okay. They are telling the federal government to come and take the asset and that they will manage it in the interim under the federal government instead of under the state government. This is a letter written by Century to DPR and addressed on 3rd of October. It was received in DPR on the 5th of November, 2019. So now, when I came in, we were going through all the assets. And we saw that, look, these assets, after 17 years, now Atala has ended up in a quarrel. And for the past 1 year, nothing had happened on the asset. And Bayelsa State government was now giving a bill of $103 million. Count it now, how much naira is that? Now, how long will it take Bayelsa State government to pay that money? And no Bayelsan. And when I said, okay, how many Bayelsans are employed there? Even the MD of the company that I saw, he say, or SAS Uwaifo, not the Bayelsa name now. So I said, these assets, how many Bayelsa people are benefiting from these assets? From this oil tala? Nobody. So it's okay. The president, in his wisdom, now said, look, all the assets that were given, 17 years, if they have not produced, they should take them. So they revoked the licenses, not only Atala, of 11 other assets that have not produced, including Atala. And Atala, I was personally interested because it is my state. But I have asked Atala, and I challenged the governor. I said, just give me a list of 2 people that have lost their job since Atala was revoked. I have not seen 2 Bayelsa people that lost their job. 2. 1, I don't know. So, of what use was this to the state government and to our people? And in any case, it was bogged down. By the time the asset was revoked, it has not worked for 1 year because they were quarreling. And the thing has expired again. They were quarreling until the license expired again. So at what, and now, you know, there is another, they have another oil block too, OPL 240. You know, they have one big oil block, OPL 240. They have not done anything about that. Nothing. Now this one, because they are, say, now they are quarreling, $103 million. What kind of money is that? OPL 240, they have not done anything about. So when you come here, I cannot now say out of 11, let them remove 1. How? It doesn't make sense now. And when I even say that, they say, no, these people, they don't already write those, make you can't take the thing itself. They wrote. So how can I defend it? How can I? So anyway, that is how the Atala story went. And today, the people that are on that asset too are Bayelsa people. They are Bayelsa people. Because we say, look, we have seen that all the marginal fields that were given to state governments, most of the time, they are not functioning. Some of the time, some people will take it and operate it. I don't want to call names, but some people take it and start operating it as their own private one. But they will come with the state, name of the state, get it, and then start operating it as their own private property. So the decision now is that we should not give to states again, because states cannot manage these assets. Give to individuals from the state. And that's why we look at people and we will give you. That's why, look, when you people come like this and you say you want to be part of the activities of the industry, that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. We want to be able to work with you. We want to be able to include you in the processes so that you too can benefit. Nobody is excluded. Every Nigerian qualifies as long as you are a Nigerian and you have the requisite qualification. And you cannot be excluded. And the first experiment was to try to give it to state governments. But state governments, it has not worked. Rivers State government was given. The story is not far. Bayelsa State government, nothing. A lot of other states go. I don't want to say too many things here, but I just felt I should explain to you that this was actually what happened on Tala. I have touched on the revocation of relocation of headquarters. Now, why did the headquarters? Remember that in the 1990s, early to mid-1990s, I remember very well, most oil companies were moving their head offices to Port Harcourt in those days. I remember very well. Because Lagos was becoming very insecure in those days. I know a lot of people who even moved from Lagos to Port Harcourt because of insecurity in Lagos. When there is insecurity in a place, you can't stop anybody from moving. Now, that trend was ongoing, and then the insecurity transferred itself the other way around, and they started running back to Lagos. Is that not so? That is the truth. So today, I don't think that it is impossible for them to move back. I don't think it's impossible. Because it makes better sense to them now to operate nearer to their place. Look, if you take a chopper from Lagos and fly somebody all the way from Lagos to offshore Delta, it will take him at least over 1 hour to fly by chopper. Whereas if you operate from Warri, it will take him how many minutes to get there? Won't it be cheaper for him? It will be cheaper for him. So I believe that right now, the problem is not whether the oil companies want to move. They want to move. I've spoken to them. But their problem is they also want the assurances. Assurances. Exactly. That they can come and they can operate peacefully. Look, you know, NCDMB headquarters is in Yenagoa. They came here to complain to me the other day. Every morning he's afraid to get, because when he gets to the next morning, he will join here, Asawana, Asawana. The whole place, the gate, they have come again. How can you operate like that? They will come and block the place. The other day they came here, even they brought a pot of soup, they started cooking in front of the gate of NCDMB. You sent me a video from up, he was filming them and sending me. How can oil companies come now? Every morning you are dealing with one Asawana group or the other. So the fact is, frankly speaking, we have to look inwards. And they are very willing, I can tell you from my interaction with them, but the onus is on us. At least it's not to talk, let them see that, they can come. Look at it now. If I have to go home, all of you know, and I'm sure it's the same thing for all of you. You must look for one security man to enter the boat or to escort you. Me, I have to beg JTF to escort me with a gunboat. And sometimes I have to fuel it. And if I fuel it, before you know it, the cost of going home is very discouraging. Because I fuel my boat, fuel gunboat, before I get home. So this is the reality of our area now. You know. So it is not just good for us to be calling for these things or say we want to do this or we want oil companies to move. They are ready now. But it is you that will start to bring harmony so that our area at least will become more attractive. Look, the oil companies love our area. They like the environment. I always say when we were younger, when we were kids. My place, just by the beach, the white people even came and built a small settlement where they used to come and enjoy themselves. We didn't even know, whenever they come, we don't know now. We'll just go and see them, they're enjoying themselves. Then, of course, we as children will hang around the place. They will give us coke and this thing. When they are leaving, we collect the small leftovers. And we enjoy ourselves. I'm not saying that we should go back to those days, but I'm saying that when the place was peaceful, that was how it used to be. It used to be such that at least people can come and go as they will, as they feel free to. But today, it is not so. Even you yourself to go home. Your Highness, am I lying? Eh? Even you yourself, you have to make proper security arrangements before you go home. My old uncle, 87-year-old man in the village, was kidnapped, and he died in the hands of the kidnappers. Where else should an old man be, if not in his village? He was sleeping in his house in the night. So it's not as if he was looking for trouble. Inside his own house, sleeping, they came and took him. And that was how the man died. So we all know that we have work. We have work. So let us not just talk about these things. And sometimes when people talk about it, I feel that they are not being sincere. If we want to really allow these things to happen, we must ensure that we are able to make it happen. Ensuring how to make it happen. I mean, it cannot. This group, I believe, can really start something, so that we can all begin to see things from a different perspective. In terms of empowerment, we are ready to work with you. And of course, I personally believe that we must try and see how we can get involved in the business from the beginning to the end. I don't even think that we should only consider ourselves good enough for securing pipeline. I don't believe so. Other people can come and secure your own pipeline too. You understand? Yeah. We are good for every part of the business. So you go, if they say that, oh, they want to give oil block, you qualify, you go for it. If you want to be part of the service sector, you go for it. If you want to be part of trading of oil, you want to be part of it. You want to be in the product area, in the downstream, you can be part of it. So I am saying that it is important our people get involved and be part of this business, and don't restrict ourselves to just secure pipeline. We should not do that. We are limiting ourselves in this business. We will secure the pipeline, other people will also secure our own pipeline. But you see, this government has done well, I must say. Let me say, you have already commended the government for Train 7. You have commended the government because Train 7 was on, nobody could achieve it for a long time. The commitment was lacking. But the government of President Buhari has achieved it. He was committed and he allowed us to do it. And we did it. Brass fertilizer. The president was committed and he allowed us to do it. Now he has also allowed us to build the only petroleum depot in Bayelsa State. We are doing 50 million liters of depot in Bayelsa also. Now, and that is going to be a riverine depot. It will be a riverine depot. Because you see, previous administrations talked about supply of petroleum products to our people in the riverine area, which is a big problem, as you know. How much do you buy per liter in the riverine area? About, yeah, I know. About 500 naira per liter. Is it not so? So when people are talking about deregulation, I laugh. I say, my people have been deregulated a long time ago. We are paying 500 naira per liter for as long as I remember. Is it not so? But now some people say take it from 140 something to something. They are quarreling here. I say, people, you have not seen anything. My people have been buying this product for 500 naira per liter. Now, previous administration now conceived floating petroleum filling station. Remember, floating stations. But the floating stations, what was the supply arrangement for those stations? No supply arrangement. So even when I was going to Gbaramatu the other day, I saw one floating, no fuel. I decided to branch that day. I decided when I branched, say any fuel, they said no. So there was no arrangement to supply fuel to those floating stations. But this administration has decided to do a depot in the riverine area, so that at least people can get fuel from there to supply the floating station and get fuel at least so that it can. Look, that is why when people talk about fire, when you don't see the product, you want to go and help yourself to try and produce the product. Isn't it so? But now that's why we say, okay, take out that incentive for fire. Let us do a depot so that our people can go and get the products from that depot. This administration has done it. So people can now, at least our people, women can take even kerosene from there, do all kinds of things and sell and start to make money. It's part of the oil industry business. So the oil industry business ranges from the person who is selling kerosene, is also an oil and gas person. You don't know? It's part of the downstream now. You don't know? The person who is selling kerosene in front of the house is a downstream player too. Then you take from there, you go from there, you can be part of the upstream player up to the production. So our people, of course, you can go high, but at least you can involve everybody at different levels. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have spoken enough today, but we should not continue to speak. We should not continue to talk. We should now start acting. And acting means going to our people and letting them understand these things. First, to promote harmony among our people so that we can benefit from this industry that is around us. Everywhere you look, so we must benefit. So the small thing that comes, let us try and take it. Let us try and at least benefit and then begin to ask for more, as we always do and will always do. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to just conclude by, somebody mentioned the issue of NDD's Niger Delta, my essay Niger Delta, Nabena. Nabena was my essay Niger Delta. You know, when Nabena came here from Nimasa. He was the director of Nimasa, who was seconded to this office. But later on, he came to me and said that Nimasa wanted to give him some major responsibility. And I felt that that was also good for Ijoland, for him to get that major responsibility. So he left. I released him back to Nimasa. And immediately, as they say, his place let another take. So, Barrister Onyambo, I thought you are not in touch with them. Huh? You are not aware? Huh? Can you imagine?
We know she works, but we know she works with you, but we don't know.
Oh, really? No, but that is a failure on her part. because I expected that she would have been in touch with you. So if there is any failure of communication between this office and the Niger Delta, you know who to hold. If you have not been in touch, then you can see that you have every reason. Now you know who to hold. So she is the person that is now in charge of Niger Delta. Huh? Of course, she's in my office. Anyway, but she will discuss with you so that you will give her some guidance on how to keep this liaison. But I really am thankful for this visit. Thank you for all the support. It is correct that we must support ourselves. In this country, we must. If you don't say yes, nobody else will say yes, as they say. So I am happy that you have come to me today to at least give me this solidarity, because that really will encourage me to do more. Like you said, I have not been able to, I do not deserve the cap today with the feather. I will work very hard to ensure that I deserve that cap. So thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.